Hello everyone, Onlydraven here, and today we're doing another tutorial in Minecraft All the Mods 8. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make and use the backpacks from the sophisticated backpack mods, as well as the different upgrades that you can use inside of them. The backpacks are a great way of being able to hold additional items and loot as you're out adventuring, and the customization of the backpacks gives a lot of different ways to use them. Now, if you find this video helpful and you like it, please be sure to click like, but most importantly, please remember to hit that subscribe button so you can see all my videos and tutorials as they come out. All right, so first thing, of course, is making the backpack itself. And a backpack is going to be 4 pieces of any leather, 4 string, and a chest of any kind. You can upgrade the backpack to larger sizes by taking the backpack and surrounding it in iron, making it an iron backpack. Now the backpack can go to iron, gold, and diamond. Okay, so the gold recipe is the same except putting gold around an iron one, diamond around a gold one, but the netherite backpack is a little bit different. It's the largest. For that, you have to combine your diamond backpack with 1 netherite ingot inside of a smithing table. And that's the largest version of these backpacks. Now, the packs themselves can be customized with a multitude of different upgrades, which will cause the backpacks to do and act differently. Each one of the upgrades is going to require an upgrade base, and that's going to be 4 iron ingots, 4 string, and a piece of leather. That'll give you your upgrade base. Now, the upgrade we're going to use as an example today is the feeding upgrade. So feeding upgrade is one of the upgrade bases we just mentioned. A golden carrot, a golden apple, an ender pearl, and a glistening melon slice. That will give you a feeding upgrade. Now, if you do a search for @sophisticated backpacks, you're going to get the backpacks we just talked about, as well as all of the upgrades that are available for them. Here's the feeding upgrade that we were just talking about. There is a tier 2 of the feeding upgrade, and tier 2 and 3 of multiple of the different upgrades. But you can see there's pickup upgrades, filters, magnets, the feeding ones, of course, restock, deposit, inception, which is putting backpacks inside backpacks, everlasting upgrade, making it indestructible, so if it falls into a void or something, that's different, but it can't be blown up and things of that nature. A tank, which basically makes part of the storage for liquid storage, and a battery upgrade, which makes part of the backpack a battery that contains power to run other electric components that you may be running around with, electric tools and things, so on. Now, let's talk about how those work. So if we go over here and we grab ourselves the first backpack, this is the original backpack. We're going to go ahead and go back into survival mode so we can see how this works. If I put this on my bar, I can right-click it in my hand like any other tool, and that'll open up my backpack. The backpack has 1 slot for one of the upgrades. The larger the backpack, the more upgrade slots it has. Over here, backpack settings, where you can change different things, such as no sorting, or if you want to sort. Memory slots, so that they'll hold certain spaces will hold only the same thing every time, and then item display settings. So some different things you can do there. Some of the upgrades can add additional options to this menu. So with the backpack, the next thing, like I said, if I can just right click on it, but if I don't want to keep it in my bar, I can actually put it on my armor slot, chest slot, and as you can see, I'm now wearing the backpack. Now in this mode, if you hit the B button, that's going to open up your backpack. B for backpack. Easy to remember. That's going to open up your backpack and give you access to your backpack without having to have it on your bar. Now, if you don't want your backpack to take any of your armor slots, you can also click this little thing here, which opens up a multitude of other locations to store things, such as trinkets. And while the backpack can go into several different slots, it's usually best to put it in the one specifically located for backs. That way it's not using up a different slot you might need for something else later. So the backpack is now not taking up any of my armor slots. It's not taking up any of my quick bar, but I'm still wearing the backpack, and pressing the B key still opens it. So it's a great way to have additional storage to carry things around when you're out adventuring or mining or doing whatever you're doing. You don't want to have to come back as often or be choosy about what you return home with. Now, I also grabbed an iron backpack, which is 1 slot larger. So let's compare those two. So here we have the regular backpack. So you can see it's the same size as your standard storage, not counting your hotbar, right? So 3 by 9. Now, if we go to the iron backpack, you're going to see that doubled it. So now it's going to be 6 by 9. And now I have 2 slots to put in any upgrades I want. So I can use more than one upgrade. It's used the same way, still the same. The B button goes in the same slot. You cannot put a backpack in a backpack, as you can see, unless you're using the Inception upgrade, which is this one, which will let you carry more backpacks. So you could technically have a backpack full of full backpacks, and you could carry a horrendous amount of materials with you if you really wanted to. I've never needed to go quite that far, but the option's nice to have. So let's say we want to use one of those upgrades. So I'm going to grab the feeding upgrade, and I'm going to grab some toast, basic food source. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my backpack back on my back. I'm using just the regular one for this test, right? So now I'm going to hit my B button. That opens up my backpack. I can then take my upgrade, put it in there. Now I have the option to toggle that upgrade on or off. So if you have an upgrade but you don't want it working all the time, you don't have to keep taking it in and out. You can just turn it on or off as you need. Now, the feeding upgrade feeds player with food from the backpack's inventory. So I can go ahead and put that food in there. And anytime that my hunger dwindles, if you will, it's going to automatically feed me a piece of my toast, refilling my hunger bar. So you don't have to manually stop and eat as often. Now the feeding 2 feeds players the same way, but with more options for when food gets fed to the player. Let's look at that. So this is a tier 1, right? If I click over here, I can even go ahead and put the food in here. This is what I wanted to eat, so on and so forth. But if you have a tier 2, then the tier 2 one will let you choose feed every time your bar goes down a lot. So for example, the toast feeds 3.5 hunger bars. So standardly, it's going to feed me when I'm 3.5 bars down to fill me back up again. But if I wanted to, with the advanced one, I could have it set where they're going to go ahead and feed me anytime my hunger starts to get a little low. Now that can be a little wasteful. If I have like a piece of toast, it'll keep me topped off, which you may like if you're doing a lot of mining. But the downside is if it's something that would normally feed you 3 or 4 bars, it's only filling you up every half bar as soon as you start to lose your hunger. And then of course with this one here, like I was saying a moment ago, you can also say a food item. Like I can put this in here. This is like a filter. And if I put block, right, that means having this in here, if I have toast in my backpack, it won't eat it. So if you have edible items, like say you picked up zombie flesh or something like that, that has a negative downside to eating it, I could put that over here so I don't accidentally eat those type of things I really don't want. Or I could instead switch it to allow and put toast, and now I'll only eat toast. If I run out of toast, it won't feed me any other edible items from my backpack. So this is just with the basic one. The advanced one adds even more. So with the larger or smaller backpacks, you can add more upgrades, which are going to give you even more control over how the backpack works. Now, you can also change the color of your backpack very easily. You just make a regular backpack and then put it in a crafting table with the color of your choice. You make a red backpack or a blue backpack or green backpack or black backpack, whatever you like. You can change the color very easily. Now, the last thing I want to mention about the upgrades is these are the standard upgrades that are part of the Sophisticated Backpacks mod. But there is an additional mod in this pack that adds more. Well, actually, it's just adding more general. Sophisticated backpacks. So it's just the back. I'm sorry, I should have said that. So there's more of them. Overall, there are more of them. If you get rid of the backward, it'll pull up everything from sophisticated. So there's also sophisticated storage, which is its own thing and has its own filters. These ones here are different. Those don't work the same way. You want these ones here, which are this color. But it adds additional ones beyond what I just mentioned, such as compacting upgrade, which will automatically compress them. So cobblestone will be pushed into compressed cobblestone, things of that nature. Void upgrade, which means if you select something in filter, it'll just destroy it. So if you're doing a lot of mining and you don't want to pick up cobblestone, it'll pick it up, but it'll destroy it automatically. And then there's things such as stack upgrades, which means instead of a stack of 64, now it'll hold more than that. It'll stack in larger stacks. So slot by 2. So in this situation, it would stack 64 times 2 in each slot. And then by 4, by 8, and so on and so forth. It's going to greatly increase the amount of items will fit in a single storage block in your backpack. And there's even fun ones like a jukebox that'll let you play music from the different records found throughout the game. So a lot of fun ones in there to play with. Definitely recommend checking all of them out. The backpack is a very, very handy tool. It's something you can make relatively early in the game, at least at the basic level, and it's something I recommend doing so. Not only is there advancements involved with this in your advancements table under the basic storage section, you're going to see there's all 5 of the backpacks I just mentioned: basic, iron, gold, diamond, and netherite, and then all of the different filters and upgrades that we saw. Each one of those will also unlock an additional achievement and reward for doing so. So backpack, highly recommend. Put one together, slap it on. I think you're going to find it very beneficial, at least in the early game until you have access to other storage networks or way to store more items. But the backpack I use all the time, highly recommend you do so. But that is going to do it for this tutorial. If you have any questions about this tutorial or any of my tutorials, please be sure to put those down in the comments section underneath the stream there, and I'll be doing my very best to get back with you as quickly as I am able, as well as if you have any recommendations or suggestions for other tutorials you'd like to see in All the Mods 8 or any other Minecraft mod pack. We'll throw those in there as well. I'm always looking for new ideas. You can also go to my website, onlydraven.com. At the bottom of the homepage, you'll find a link where you could submit recommendations or suggestions or feedback via email if you'd rather do it directly. Always a great place to check out the website. You find lots of interesting things, as well as streaming schedules and links to my different social medias and such. All right, but that is going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.